Hey guys, it's JR. I'm over here at the Strom-Thurmond Lake Dam on the Georgia-South Carolina border. I'm on the Georgia side, that's South Carolina over there. And I was halfway through making a video, and one of the park rangers came in over here and said I can't park here. But he was a pretty cool guy. I let him see my truck, told him my story. I was just traveling around, retired on the civilian side. I'm also in the military, blah, blah, blah. And I showed him the back. We had a good conversation. So he said he'd have a talk, or he'd tell the supervisors he had to talk with me, but I'm not in any rush to get out of here. But I do have to get out of here, apparently, because they'll be, the guys are getting out of work and they'll be traveling through here. And he was driving down the dam and he saw me over here, so he came down here and told me that I couldn't park here. Which I'm boondocking. And I wanted to show you guys where I'm at today. I was only going to be here for a couple hours just to enjoy this. And then I'm going to go head back to town, and hopefully my mechanic is not too busy. He said he was going to take a look at my truck yesterday. Didn't get a chance to taking a look at it, so hopefully he can take a look at it today. I think the crankshaft sensor is off. Had a couple questions today that I thought I might talk about. I had one question that said, why don't I get a camper or something like that? It'll have a shower, electric hookups, kitchen, all that good stuff. And then I told him, it's not that I didn't think about it. I was thinking about getting like an RV, a small Class B RV, and use that, but it's kind of too big. And I can't do stuff like this with a bigger vehicle. And it's nice to have all the amenities, but I know what those amenities will do to me. It'll just make me not want to do anything because I'd be too comfy. That's how I was in my house. That's how I was when I was just sitting around watching Netflix, because you can just binge watch Netflix for weeks on end. I know, because I've done it. So I like this better because this is just a place to sleep. I get out and I'm out in the world. I'm always out. I'm always busy, and I can't not be active because there's really nothing to do in there except for just chill out and sleep. And that's what I meant for the back to be, is just a place for me to sleep. It's a shelter from the elements and just for safety. You know, if you take a look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, you know, you just basically need food, water, shelter, and safety. There might be another one, but those are your basic things that you need to survive. Everything after that is just icing on the cake. So, what was another question that somebody had? Oh yeah, if I would ever want to get back to society again. You know, it's not that I can't be in society. I can totally be in society. I can blend in with everybody else and do the job thing and be like everybody else. But I see that as crazy, because how many hours do you have to work to pay for the place that you're staying at, only to watch TV and sleep, do dishes, and vacuum floors? You know? It's a place that you're probably not going to be paying off anytime soon if you don't lose it. So, and, you know, I forgot where I was going at with this, but it's like you get a job to pay for the house for you to sleep in so that you can go to work, and pay for the clothes that you can wear to work so that you can impress people that you don't really like. I think that's how it goes. But I don't want to live that lifestyle anymore. Eventually I'll come back because eventually I'll want to settle down. And I can't do this full time if I decide to settle down and if I have a wife and I have kids. Right now I have the time, right now I have the means to do it. And I'm going to go ahead and take my chance to enjoy this adventure while I can. Because too many times a lot of people will just put it off until it's too late, and now you really can't. And you just got to jump on the chance whenever you get it. You know, I'm 30. I just had my birthday on the 13th. And this is something I can cross off my bucket list and not have to worry about, fuck, I'm in my deathbed. I wish I could have done that. I wish I would have traveled more, blah, 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 blah. You know the spiel. And I don't want to do that. I want to be able to be on my deathbed and be happy that I did as much things that I could possibly do and not have any regrets. Alright, that's my spiel for today. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to the other part, which is the updates. Couple things that I updated on Nigel. I got new tires and I got new rims. I had Falcon ATs before, 285 75 16s, and I've had those Falcons since 2012. And I only drove from home to work, which is like 5 miles, both ways. So it really didn't have that much wear. I didn't really go off-road that much. But as soon as I went full time and went off, like driving like I don't know how many miles I put in, like maybe 7,000 miles so far. It eventually wore down to where I barely had any traction left. And I was up in Michigan and there was like 2 or 3 inches of snow, and you should be able to just bowl through that no problem. But I was spinning out like crazy and couldn't get any traction. So I had to shell out some money for some VF Goodrich all-terrain KO2. And I gotta say, I love them. They also talked me into getting these rims. I had the stock rims before, and what I did to get the offset look was I had a 2-inch spacer in between the rim and the hub. But they said that that was actually pretty unsafe, which I can see that it was unsafe, because if I hit any hill or any bump or anything like that, the wheel would pull me towards that side, and I'd have to constantly like control the steering wheel, because if I didn't and I just looked away, I'd be like on the other lane, which sucked. So now I have proper rims. I don't have the spacers anymore, and it actually drives normal. The only thing that I'm kind of worried about, I got to get alignments, but my mechanic said I had to get new ball joints. I forgot what it was, but it's probably going to wear out soon. I had uneven wear on my tires from all the extra weight that I had on here. So the extra weight would be on the back, would be mostly back here, and then on the front it would be on the outside, because with all the weight it put all the stress in the center, so it'd bow out a little bit and lift this up, because now the front end's kind of, it's got a rake to it, and without that much weight on it, I think most of the weight now is on the outside with me steering. Alright, another update is on the roof rack. Last video that I had, I showed you that I built the extended bars. It's been probably maybe 1,500 miles, maybe 2, and these things have held on quite well. You just gotta tighten things up as you go along, just because of vibration. I do have 3 2-gallon jugs of gasoline, just in case I'm an idiot and I forget to fill up and I run out of gas. It's about 8 pounds per gallon, so that's like 50 gallons or 50 pounds of fuel right there. I did get a Reese roof bag, And in here I have 3 boxes of MREs. That's 12 meals per box, and that should last me a while. I've also got a case of water and extra fluids for the truck, like coolant and oil. Let's see. I still can't get over this view right here. This is probably one of the coolest places you can camp at. I got my chair set up, my little folding table, and I have Chinese food. Camping food, right? Now the kayak, one thing you guys got to be careful with if you're going to do this setup too, is make sure the little backrest is in front of this bar. I've been an idiot twice now and put that backrest behind the bar, and it just slid off. Good thing I found it twice. But don't be like me. Don't be an idiot. Now I did have a request. Somebody requested how I kept the bike on the rack here. I did have. Let me see if I can move over here. Ugh, come on. Alright, so I had the strap from here all the way up to this top of this post and hooked it on right here. What that did was stabilize the bar so it wouldn't jiggle too much, and also it pressed up on the wheel, so it pressed up against this this bar and it held it in place. But this thing, the strap, would start fraying or just start splitting all over the place. And with the constant back and forth pulling, it just split it even more to the point where it's probably going to snap soon, so I had to replace it. What I replaced it with was this bungee cord with the multiple strands, not just the one thick one. Hooked it on right here. I just weaved it through the frame so that it would pull it up against the bars. I got another one down there. Hooks up down here. I've also got ratchet straps tying it down from this hole all the way up to the frame, back down, and to another hole down there. I got another one down here doing the same thing. Now with the straps, I don't like extra crap hanging around. It just looks ugly. So what I did was I pulled the strap out all the way down here to where it's like half excess. I don't know how to explain it, but I just worked it all the way up to the point where I didn't have any excess straps hanging off. So all I got to do is loosen it up, pull it off. I'm in the same position that I need to be all the time. I've also got a bike lock. Make sure you get the multiple locks, like 4 or 5 pack with the same key. I've got a lock on this storage bin, and it's the same lock with the same key, so I don't have to keep lugging around the same or different keys and figuring out which is what. Also got a couple requests for how I have certain things hung up in here. Here's the inside. It's a little bit cleaner than what I had it. I used to have a whole bunch of crap down there, but that got moved up to the roof basket up top. Now I've got all the space down here for extra activities. I did find more space for my shoes. Let me turn around. Alright, this is one of the coolest views I've had so far. And I'm just sitting down on the ground. And I took down the bubble wrap on this window to have this cool view. Alright, so the request was how I kept my netting up on top. This is the single, I don't know how to describe this thing. It's the netting that doesn't fold in half so you can put balls and shit in it. This is just the single layer, whatever. And it comes with 4 of these little knobs. And you can see right here, I've got this thick rectangular portion that's thicker than the rest of the ceiling. And that's where I pretty much just drilled it in place. That anchor and that anchor came from another basket or netting that I had that failed miserably, so I just took it off and used it with this. So that's how I keep everything up over here. I'll probably take it down. I'm thinking of doing a like storage up over here that connects to this countertop, kind of like how like buses have that overhead luggage thing. That's what I'm thinking I might do over here, because I wear a lot of hats and my hat always gets caught up in these nets and then pulls it off, and then it's just annoying. Another request is how I have my curtains up. I drilled the anchors to the aluminum frame of the door itself. And this is just a normal rod that you can use anywhere. I just grabbed the cheapest one I can find. These shades I just folded them in half, and they're just clips with the little loops right here, so you can just slide in and out. And I just hide it there when I'm not using it, and I'll just slide it out for privacy. What else is new? Oh yeah, this is how I vent the back over here. This takes 8 D-size batteries, and I've had it on for like 8 hours at a time at night, and it didn't die down till about like a month later. So it does have like a 12 volt plug, but I don't really use it that often, and I think I can spare 8 double Ds in a month, or 8 D batteries in a month. Now I'm contemplating whether or not to put that window film on this side as well, but I had the bubble wrap up here. I've had the bubble wrap on here for so long that I forgot what this looks like. I think I'll just keep the bubble wrap, and whenever I don't need it, pull it off, and I'll have this view. I do have a fishing rod right there, and then another fishing rod back down there somewhere, plus all my bait. Oh, I found this at Target. This is like memory foam. So, it's nice on my feet. Also, when the dogs are up here and they're just taking up the space, I can sit down over here without my ass hurting. And it's nice. Alright guys, that's about it. I don't have anything else new. If you have any questions, any suggestions, go ahead and make your comments down below. If you haven't already, friend me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram, and subscribe. Again, this is JR. I'll be here for a little bit enjoying this, but I'll see you guys later.